Hello, all. Obviously, it's me, Blake. So, if you got this access to this video, you know me very well personally. Have a little outline here. Obviously, it's you all know that I am in the Philippines. It is now Saturday evening here. It's coming up on 4 p.m. Behind me is the bar in Santa Barbara. This is archived playback footage from Thursday night. And I have a little bit of an outline. I've broken this down. It's going to be broken down into 5 videos, so it won't be too long. And I'll try and put up one a day for the next 5 days. Today is Saturday, the 17th of November. The first recommendation is you probably have received the history of my exposure in the bar business, where I talked about when I was a bartender, about the Cuban Supper Club, about the sports bar, and most recently contacting all 14 of the top loss prevention U.S. based companies that handle specifically restaurants and bars, and asking them to provide me a quote for a bar and restaurant that I claim to be opening up shortly in Honolulu. Obviously I'm not, but I did that in order to find out what the competitors were offering. So I urge you to please read the history of myself, as well as Warren Butler's, who this is his bar in Santa Barbara, which is on the website, cphslossprevention.com. That's Custom Precision Human Surveillance. So cphslossprevention.com. cphslossprevention.com. Warren's story is up there, and it's quite interesting. His exposure in the Far East with this system that I guess has been happening for a long time over there in the bar business. And in fact, my head of the IT here, here in Manila, they have some pretty insane casinos. One was just opened up called City of Dreams, with De Niro and DiCaprio as supposedly as part owners. You can look it up, City of Dreams. It's a First Nobu Hotel. It's $1 billion facility, hotel, just a massive complex, casino complex. The other one that is on par insofar as caliber of quality is called Solaire. My head of the IT, Alvin Gonzalez here, was part of the team that put the eye in the sky for the Solaire. And if you read the history, I talk about Las Vegas, which I worked in the late 80s, and about the eye in the sky, which the casinos had this really hands-on, very, very expensive, if you didn't know already, surveillance of the casino floors for cheaters, for all kinds of, for employees, and they were absolutely the most comprehensive in the world for years and years. Since I was there in the 80s till now, CCTV has gotten so cheap, but the process of watching it, nobody does. And so that was the impetus of me pursuing into doing the research, and why I got so excited about this. So please read the history of myself, read the history of Warren Butler, because it makes good conversation when you go to speak to other bar owners. You may not be as bar industry savvy as he and I, so our stories will resonate, and I think that it would be a good idea for you to really understand those stories, ask me questions about them, or Warren as well. So this first one is to understand the bar business. In the bar business, there's a saying that if your bartender is only taking 10%, never let he or she go, because that is a reasonable, manageable loss of behind the bar. Now, the bar will lose money three different ways: through a bartender, and that is by the bartender uh, uh, pouring 6 drinks, for example, collecting the payment for 6 drinks, but then ringing up only 2 drinks into the POS. That is the easiest way for a bar to steal money. Another one for the staff to steal money. One other way that it happened to me is I had a bartender that had several groups of friends come in and throw parties and run up, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in drink bills on weekends, and over the course of like 2 or 3 weeks, ended up being like $3,000 or $4,000, and all of it got charged back because he knew he invited his friends to come in with stolen credit cards. So he probably he got money on the side. He let them ring up, big parties, birthday parties, whatever, food and drink through the bar, and I was out thousands of dollars in that one instance. So that was another way. There's other ways for bartenders to figure out how to take money, but the most common is that they ring up 2 drinks, they pour 6, and they keep the cash. A second way that your bar could lose money from the bartender is the bartender's friends or girlfriends are coming through, or regular customers, or somebody he's attracted to, and they're giving your drinks away. They're not supposed to. They're comping the drinks, but they're not ringing it up. They're not saying that they're going to purchase it at their cost at a discount. They're just giving away your alcohol. The third way that a bartender will lose you money is because they forget to ring up the drinks. And I don't know how many of you have frequented a bar, but you've probably experienced where you're ordering drink after drink after drink, and you look at the bill and you know that it's just like in a restaurant, they didn't charge you for everything you ordered. That happens frequently, probably less frequently than the other two examples. So those are the 3 ways that your bar will lose money. Now, I'm not going to go into other loss prevention services right now, but the only way that, what I call the only definitive way for a bar owner, and we are now actually the only one, I'm the first to do this, the only definitive way for a bar owner to know exactly what's happening behind the bar, and this is a term I'm going to use repeatedly, is we are the only forensic bar management system and service in the United States. We are the only forensic bar management system and service in the United States. And we're just launching. So there is no other doing this service. And I'm going to explain to you more in detail why, because nobody can afford to do this. I got some quotes, and I'm going to come back to this on the next chapter. And I got quotes for this supposed phantom bar and restaurant I was about to open in a few months in Honolulu from 2 of the biggest providers. They want $200, and the one was $200 for a 6-hour audit. One was $250 for a 6-hour audit. Most bars can't afford to pay for labor for $200 for 6 hours, or $250 for 6 hours. Ours is coming in at a fraction, a tenth of that, and I'll go into that in more detail. So, in the next video chapter. So the one thing I wanted to ask you to do is make sure that you read the website, the history of Warren Butler. It's very interesting about his exposure in the Far East in this business, and his history in the industry. Mine in the bar business. It's a good story to tell. Remember these words: forensic bar management system and service. The first and the only in the United States of America. Forensic bar management system and service. The other thing that I was going to say is if you don't know the bar business already, that's okay. And if you want to take some time to start doing your own research about loss prevention companies, everything is in Google University. You can please start there. The last thing I want to put onto this video, I'm coming up on 10 minutes, is that I like to keep things simple. And I am going to break this down as simply as possible. So I'll use the example of the McDonald's $1 menu. I'm going to have only one $1 menu on our service. And that is going to be it. Now, as you folks get to understand what you're doing and you come to certain establishments that are going to be multi-million-dollar bars and restaurants, and they're going to come to you and beg you for more services. At a later date, we will offer a la carte custom servicing, but it will be pricey. This one is going to be our $1 menu. And then if somebody wants to order something from the Arnie Morton's menu, they're going to be able to do that, but we are not going to be set up to do that immediately. That's going to be something you say, I will get back to you in 30 or 60 days. Please tell me exactly what you want to do, and I'll run it up the flagpole. So that's it right now. I want to go over the chapters. This is the first one, is the introduction, the website. Make sure that you read the history that I've got the 7 pages. Look up the other loss prevention companies. Remember, we are the first, the only forensic bar management system and service now being offered in the United States. We're going to do a very, very simple menu. Now, the other 4 chapters I have, which I'll try and do at least one a day, is next chapter is going to be loss prevention, comparable institutions, what they offer, how they offer it, and the cost breakdowns in comparison, affordability and service of theirs versus ours. It's going to be pretty mind-blowing. It's going to open your eyes a lot. It's going to get you more excited than I am right now. The third video is going to be your sales timelines, which is going to include from first contact of the bar owner or manager to the handoff to CPHS, our corporate office over here. You're going to have 2 handoffs. One's going to be a free report, a free one-time report, and the next one is going to be when you hand off it entirely. The 4th chapter is going to be CCTV hardware and software requirements, the custom applications and installation. We're going to go over that. You will have an opportunity to make additional money on installation because CPHS will not do installations. We do not want to have the liability, but we will be very much so recommending purchases, the certain specific camera purchases and installation. And we want to make sure that whoever does the installation is approved and certified by us. But they will actually, I have one person in LA, they're going to be your person. You'll also be able to make money as well off of the installations if they don't have a CCTV camera already installed, which makes it much quicker and easier for you to sign them up, by the way. And the last chapter is going to be the sales calculations. And how much you'll soon be making. That'll be my last chapter. So I've got 4 more videos to go. This is coming up on 13 minutes. Sorry it takes so long, and I'll try and keep them down to 10 minutes each time. Have a great night, and here it's Saturday night, afternoon, and for you guys it's Friday night. Bye-bye.